What's going on, everybody? Hello, Dependent Fanatic here. Feeling a little bit better from when I gave my video out to all of you earlier today on my bracket. Who was going to win? And in this portion, I'm going to tell you why I have Michigan winning it all. Now, Michigan was dominant. They won 14 games after their first loss, and then they lost to Duke, and then they won a bunch more games against maybe the toughest competition in the nation. Beating Purdue on the road right before Duke, but then after Duke, winning in Illinois and beating Michigan State to end the season, along with Iowa and some others, tournament teams down the stretch. And they had a good run until they lost to Purdue, who were just the better team. They were the better team that day in the Big Ten tournament championship. But Michigan won the Big Ten for a reason, and it was depth. And so why, now that LJ Cason is gone, do you still have Michigan winning it? Well, there's nuance to that. Okay. It really does hurt that Michigan lost LJ Cason. There was a point in the season where we had 8 players scoring 8 or more points per game. That is teamwork, that is continuity. And LJ Cason was one of those guys. And as a freshman, he was awesome. And then as a sophomore, he was starting to find his role on this team, and he was starting to be electric. And then he tore his ACL. And, that sucks. That really sucks, because Michigan definitely would have won the national title if he was on the team. That's the thing. Michigan can still win it. It's just, there's a hair margin there now that we lost one of our 8 or 9 prolific teammates on this team, in this program. And so he's sitting on the sideline now watching the team, waiting for surgery, because I don't know why. I don't know. I say get the surgery now, you can see it on TV, but, I guess, Dusty May wants him to be part of the program. I want him to be ready to go next year, because this guy is going to be really, really good next season for the Wolverines. But for this tournament, we're without him. And a lot of people are saying that Michigan cannot win it all because they lost that guy. I think they can. Damn it, I'm still sick. Okay. I think they can win it all. I think the Michigan Wolverine basketball program can win it all because, yes, their region is easy, but also because of the team that they have coming back without LJ Cason after the Big Ten tournament. Now, Steve Dace, I love Steve Dace, and he says losing the Big Ten tournament is going to be a wake-up call for Michigan, and I agree, that could be one. I think it's alarming that we lost without LJ Cason. If we had LJ Cason, we would have won that game. But we don't have him, and Coach knows that. And Coach saw what we did versus Purdue, and what Purdue actually did versus us. That's the most important thing. They beat us up. And so, we're without LJ Cason. Listen, those 2 coaches are great. And I think Coach Dusty May can find a way to get Michigan to the national title game. Once they get there, that's the thing. Can we win going just 8 deep? And I like our players. I think they can do it. And I think Dusty May can figure it out. along the way. Now he knows, all right, Dusty May or Roddy Gale has to be a presence going forward. And damn it, make your layups, Roddy Gale, please. Because you play really hard, great defensive player and everything, but you don't pay yourself off. Make the layup. You got a Daimara, the rim protector, got 5 blocks in that game. Couldn't get the job done. Or maybe that was the semifinal where they won versus Wisconsin. I can't remember. But now we're out of the Big Ten. And we get Howard. And Howard beat UMBC, so it'll be up to Howard to be the 3rd team to win versus a 1 seed in history. And I don't think that's going to happen. Then, St. Louis or Georgia. I like St. Louis between those two. And then I think we're eventually going to play Alabama. And, who knows if their dope peddling guy is going to be eligible or not in that game. But I think Michigan wins regardless because of Adai Mara, because of Morez Johnson. Morez Johnson played pitiful in his last game. He got beat up by Clough and Kaufman-Renn. That wasn't good. That was not good for him, but now he has to look in the mirror. And I think now that we've gotten here, Dusty May has to realize that teams are going to try and beat the hell out of us because we want to run. We want to go fast. And he said that in his one of his interview or press conference. He realized that, man, maybe we didn't do a good enough job learning or adapting to the Big Ten down the stretch. We used to get 20 more possessions, he said, a month early. You're not always going to get that. And he's new to this conference, I understand that, but, second-year coach, he's still great. Got to the Final Four with the FAU, as we all know. Made them look good. He's making Michigan look good, and I expect him to do it once again this season, as we're going to advance past Alabama, and then as Iowa State out of the bottom portion of the Midwest region for me. And Iowa State is a damn good team. They're a giant killer, but Michigan is a killer of any giant, anybody. We kill this season. Better record, better strength of resume, schedule, whatever you want to look at. I think our size is what's going to matter in that game. And then Michigan's going to make it to the Final Four after beating Iowa State. And listen, Gonzaga or Wisconsin? That's what I had in my bracket. And I had Gonzaga beating Wisconsin. But what if Wisconsin won? Could Michigan win the tiebreaker between those two teams in the tournament? They just beat them in the Big Ten tournament. What a game that would be. But I had Gonzaga. And I think either way, Michigan is just too much. Like I said, the size. And people are worried about our point guard play. But Yaxel Lendenborg is a point guard and a 6'9" body. So that's fine. We got Roddy Gale, who is not a point guard. But he could. He could be. Why couldn't he be? He's a driver. He's not a very good shooter. That's probably why. Trey McKinney. Everybody loves him. Raph keeps calling him Dumars Jr. from the Pistons, who won titles. Big body, shooting ability, mid-range game, driving ability, defense. Trey McKinney is going to be amazing, along with LJ Cason in the backcourt next season. But we're talking this year. McKinney has to be able to step up and come in for Coach Dusty May, and he will. And that's why Michigan is going to beat Iowa State. And then it's the national title game rematch versus Duke. And Duke beat us up. There's a theme here. Everybody but Wisconsin. Of Michigan's 3 losses, 2 of the teams beat them up physically, and the refs allowed it to happen. Wisconsin did not. But Purdue did. And Duke did. And Dusty May is going to find a way to get our playmakers space. And we're going to want to run up and down the court. Let's force the issue on Duke instead of Duke slowing it down and bottling us up. We got to open it up. It's one of the nation's highest scoring teams in the land, Michigan is. And they got to prove why they were. They got to get back to their roots. And it may be a cause of a lot of turnovers. But we were winning. We were turning it over a lot. And you know, you never want that. But with the Dusty May team and these players on that team, I think we can trust them by going fast. We got to get up tempo again. We got to go fast, quick. Pass it around the perimeter if you need to, if they already beat you back. You know, this one-on-one ISO ball movement stuff, it really doesn't work for Michigan unless it's Cadeau and Mara. But that's my thoughts. I think it will be more getting to the rim, beating the defense down the court early in this tournament for Michigan. And then it will come down to, can we keep on doing that without turning it over too much? And then when we do get fouled because we are assertive, can we make our free throws? And I think Michigan can do all of that, even without LJ Cason. And that's why I have Michigan as the national champions this upcoming March Madness. April when? When is it going to be played? You tell me in the comments below. But seems like a long ways off, but this tournament is going to go by just like that, real quick. So stay tuned for reactions from Michigan's game coming up here on this channel. And other things. I promised spring football position group breakdowns, and I did 3 of them already for you. But I've been sick, you know, and other factors as well. They will be coming out. All the other positions, I will talk about them and what they've done and their credibility. I think football is going to have a very nice season this upcoming season. How nice? It might not be as nice as a lot of you want. Year 1 under Kyle Whittingham, but I think, hey, Dusty May came in and went to the Sweet 16 in year 1. What if Michigan's Kyle Whittingham came in and won the Big Ten and made the playoff in year 1? What would you say about that? I'd take it. So, yeah. Now in year 2, Dusty May's going to win the whole damn thing, just like Kurt Signetti did in football. Let me know in the comments if I'm right or if I'm wrong, and we'll see you on the next video, hopefully. Hit the bell for notifications so you know when the next video is posted. Have a great day out there, everybody, and go blue.